Somebody help me. My husband, please. I'm carrying your babies, please.
You are going to die today. You and your fake pregnancy. I don't care whoever owns the baby.
Amara's scream echoed through the Mpumalanga mountains as Kwame's hands shoved her backwards. 6 months pregnant, she tumbled over the cliff edge, her husband's cold eyes the last thing she saw before the world went dark. What would you do if the person you trusted most tried to kill you? Hit like if betrayal cuts deep, and comment where you're watching from. This was supposed to be their anniversary trip to South Africa's most romantic spot. Instead, Kwame stood at the cliff with his mistress Zola hiding in their car below, watching his wife disappear into the ravine. He'd planned this for months, wanting Amara's life insurance and the freedom to marry his younger lover without the mess of divorce. Amara was 32, a successful Johannesburg architect with her own firm. Kwame was 35, a corporate lawyer everyone admired. They'd been married 5 years, and she'd just announced the pregnancy he'd pretended to celebrate. But Kwame had other plans that included Zola, his 24-year-old secretary, and Amara's death, as Kwame called the police with fake tears, reporting his wife's tragic accident. He didn't see the thick bushes that had broken Amara's fall. Didn't know she'd landed on a ledge 50 feet down, unconscious but breathing. Didn't know a hiking group would find her within the hour and call for rescue. 2 weeks later, Kwame stood at Amara's funeral with Zola by his side, both dressed in black, both hiding smiles. The closed casket held a body the hospital had released, a Jane Doe who'd died the same night. But in a private clinic 3 hours away, Amara lay in a coma, her baby miraculously still alive, and security footage from a hiker's camera showing exactly what Kwame had done. Amara woke 6 weeks later in a bed she didn't recognize. Her hands went immediately to her stomach, finding it still round, still moving with life. A nurse rushed in, speaking Zulu softly. "You're safe, Mama. You and baby are safe. But we need to talk about what happens next." Detective Nkosi entered, a woman in her 40s with kind eyes and a steel spine. "Mrs. Dlamini, I'm going to be direct. Your husband pushed you. We have video evidence. He's collected your life insurance, held your funeral, and married his mistress. Legally, you're dead. And I have a proposal." Amara's head spun with confusion and rage. Married Zola? Insurance money? He'd really tried to kill her and their baby. What kind of proposal? Her voice was rough from weeks of silence. Detective Nkosi leaned forward. "Let him think you're dead. For now. Recover, have your baby, gather strength. Then we destroy him completely." The plan was dangerous but perfect. Amara would stay hidden. The hiking group who found her had been sworn to secrecy, and the clinic director owed Detective Nkosi her life. Meanwhile, they'd watch Kwame, document everything, build a case so solid he'd never see freedom again. Amara agreed immediately, fury burning brighter than fear. 3 months later, Amara gave birth to a daughter she named Thandai, meaning beloved one. As she held her baby, watching the sunrise through the clinic window, she made a vow. Kwame would pay for every lie, every betrayal, every moment he'd stolen from them. But first, she needed to disappear completely and learn exactly who her husband really was. 9 years passed like a held breath. Amara rebuilt her life in Durban under a new name, Naledi Moyo, working as a freelance architect from home while raising Thandai. Her daughter knew nothing of Kwame or Johannesburg or the cliff. Detective Nkosi visited monthly with updates that fed Amara's careful, patient rage. Kwame and Zola's marriage had crumbled within 2 years. He'd been unfaithful, she'd been greedy, and the insurance money disappeared into bad investments and expensive tastes. They divorced bitterly, both broke and angry. Kwame had moved back to his mother's house in Soweto. His legal career stalled after a drinking problem developed. But karma wasn't enough for Amara. She wanted justice, wanted him to feel the terror she'd felt falling, the grief of believing she'd lose her child. So when Thandai turned 8, Amara made her move. She contacted her old firm in Johannesburg, using her new identity, and pitched a massive architectural project they couldn't refuse. The project would bring her back to Johannesburg for 6 months, back to the city where she died. Her former colleagues didn't recognize the woman with shorter hair, different style, confident stride. She'd changed everything about herself except her talent. And she made sure the legal firm handling contracts was Kwame's old company, the one that had fired him but might hire him back for this major deal. When Kwame walked into the first project meeting, desperate for the job they'd offered him as a consultant, Amara's heart stopped. He looked older, broken, nothing like the man who'd murdered her. Their eyes met across the conference table, and she smiled politely like a stranger. He had no idea death had just walked back into his life. Amara escalated her psychological warfare. She left photos of pregnant women on Kwame's desk, sent anonymous emails about unsolved attempted murders in Mpumalanga, played recordings of wind and screams during their video conferences. Kwame was unraveling, drinking more, sleeping less, jumping at shadows. Then she arranged a team dinner at a restaurant overlooking the exact cliff where he'd pushed her. As they ate, Amara casually mentioned, "This view is breathtaking. Perfect spot for an anniversary trip, don't you think?" Kwame dropped his fork, face white as bone. "I need air," he gasped, stumbling from the table toward the parking lot. Amara followed him outside. "Are you okay, Mr. Dlamini? You look like you've seen a ghost." He leaned against his car, hyperventilating. "Do I know you? Have we met before? Your voice, your eyes, something about you feels impossible." She stepped closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Maybe in another lifetime. Maybe you killed me once." Kwame's scream brought security running. He pointed at Amara with shaking hands. "She's dead. Amara's dead. I watched her fall." The security guards looked confused, and Amara's face showed perfect concern. "Sir, I think you need help. I'm Naledi Moyo. We've been working together for weeks. Should I call someone for you?" As they led Kwame away for a psychiatric evaluation, Amara returned to the dinner. Smiling, her colleagues whispered about stress and breakdowns. No one suspected the truth. That night, Detective Nkosi called with news. He confessed everything to the hospital psychiatrist. "Enough for us to reopen the case officially. Ready to come back from the dead? Are you hooked on Amara's revenge? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. What should she do to Kwame next? Comment below." Amara escalated her psychological warfare. She left photos of pregnant women on Kwame's desk, sent anonymous emails about unsolved attempted murders in Mpumalanga, played recordings of wind and screams during their video conferences. Kwame was unraveling, drinking more, sleeping less, jumping at shadows. Then she arranged a team dinner at a restaurant overlooking the exact cliff where he'd pushed her. As they ate, Amara casually mentioned, "This view is breathtaking. Perfect spot for an anniversary trip, don't you think?" Kwame dropped his fork, face white as bone. "I need air," he gasped, stumbling from the table toward the parking lot. Amara followed him outside. "Are you okay, Mr. Dlamini? You look like you've seen a ghost." He leaned against his car, hyperventilating. "Do I know you? Have we met before? Your voice, your eyes, something about you feels impossible." She stepped closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Maybe in another lifetime. Maybe you killed me once." Kwame's scream brought security running. He pointed at Amara with shaking hands. "She's dead. Amara's dead. I watched her fall." The security guards looked confused, and Amara's face showed perfect concern. "Sir, I think you need help. I'm Naledi Moyo. We've been working together for weeks. Should I call someone for you?" As they led Kwame away for a psychiatric evaluation, Amara returned to the dinner. Smiling, her colleagues whispered about stress and breakdowns. No one suspected the truth. That night, Detective Nkosi called with news. He confessed everything to the hospital psychiatrist. "Enough for us to reopen the case officially. Ready to come back from the dead? Are you hooked on Amara's revenge? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. What should she do to Kwame next? Comment below." Detective Nkosi arrived at the psychiatric hospital with a warrant and a recording device. Kwame was sedated but talking, his confession spilling out in fragments about the cliff, the insurance money, Zola's encouragement, the relief when Amara died. The psychiatrist had documented everything, and now it was evidence. Amara watched from behind one-way glass as they questioned him. "Mr. Dlamini, Tell us about your first wife. Kwame's drugged eyes filled with tears. I killed her. Pushed her off the mountain because Zola wanted the money. But she's back. I saw her. Amara's alive and she's hunting me. The detective exchanged glances with Amara through the glass. Your first wife is legally dead. Mr. Dlamini. There's a death certificate, a funeral. What you're experiencing is guilt and delusion. But Kwame shook his head violently. No, she's calling herself Nality, but it's her. Same voice, same way she looked at me. She knows what I did. His panic was exactly what Amara needed. Fear before revelation. The detective left him there and joined Amara in the observation room. We have enough for attempted murder charges. The old evidence, the confession, everything. But if you reveal yourself now, we lose the psychological leverage. Your choice. Amara stared at her husband through the glass, remembering the fall, the terror, the betrayal of his hands pushing her pregnant body. Not yet, she said softly. Let him stay in this psychiatric hold for 72 hours. Let him wonder if he's crazy or if I'm real. Then I'll show him exactly what came back from that cliff. Detective Nkosi smiled grimly. You're more patient than I'd be. Amara's reflection in the glass was cold as stone. I've waited 9 years. I can wait 3 more days. Amara visited her old house for the first time in 9 years. Kwame's mother had sold it after his divorce, and new owners had renovated everything. Standing in what used to be her bedroom, she felt nothing. The woman who'd lived here was truly dead. The woman she'd become was something sharper, harder, unbreakable. Her phone rang. Zola. Somehow Kwame's ex-wife had gotten her number. Ms. Moyo? We need to talk about Kwame. He's saying crazy things about you being his dead wife. I know this sounds insane, but I need to see you. Amara's smile was dangerous. Coffee tomorrow. 10 a.m. Santun City Mall. The place where she'd bought her wedding dress. Zola arrived looking older than her 33 years. Desperation evident in expensive clothes that couldn't hide her anxiety. She studied Amara's face intensely across the table. You look nothing like her. But Kwame's convinced. He kept a photo in his wallet for years. I need to show you. She pulled out her phone, and Amara's younger face stared back. Pretty woman, Amara said calmly. But I'm not her. I'm sorry your ex-husband is having a breakdown, but that's not my problem. Zola leaned forward. Unless you're really her. Unless you somehow survived and came back. Because if you did, I need you to know I'm sorry. He told me you fell accidentally. I didn't know he pushed you until years later. Amara's laugh was bitter. So you're innocent? You just happened to benefit from my death? Married my husband, spent my insurance money, lived in my house? Zola's face crumbled. Oh God. It is you. How did you survive? How is this possible? Amara stood, gathering her bag. Some things refused to die. Remember that. As she walked away, Zola called after her. What are you going to do to us? Amara turned back with a smile that held no mercy. Everything you deserve. And you'll see it coming this time. Outside, Detective Nkosi waited in an unmarked car. Got all of it? Amara asked. The detective held up the recording device. Every word. Her admission of knowledge makes her an accessory. Kwame was released from psychiatric hold with medication and mandated therapy. He returned to work shaking and paranoid, watching Amara like she was a bomb waiting to explode. She acted perfectly normal, professional, kind even. It was driving him insane. His therapist suggested stress leave, but he refused, terrified to let Amara out of his sight. During a project presentation, Amara arranged for the lights to cut out briefly. In the darkness, she whispered close to his ear, "Did you think about our baby when you pushed me? Did you care that you were killing your child too?" When the lights came back, she was across the room, smiling innocently. Kwame's scream made everyone turn. She spoke to me. She admitted it. He pointed at Amara wildly. She knows about the baby, the cliff, everything. Someone help me. Security was called again. Amara's concern looked genuine as she told the project manager, "I'm worried about him." This is the second episode. Maybe we need a different legal consultant. Kwame was escorted out, raging about ghosts and revenge and dead wives who wouldn't stay buried. Amara's colleagues felt sorry for him, this broken man haunted by guilt. None of them suspected the woman they called Naledi was the ghost herself. After work, Detective Nkosi called with an update. Zola's lawyer contacted us. She wants immunity in exchange for testimony against Kwame. Absolutely not, Amara said immediately. She knew. She benefited. She stays guilty. The detective sighed. I thought you'd say that. But it would make the case easier. Amara's voice was steel. I didn't survive and hide for 9 years to make things easy. I want them both destroyed. Completely. Is that clear? The silence on the line was agreement. That night, Amara received a letter slipped under her hotel door. Kwame's handwriting. I know it's you, Amara. I don't know how you survived, but I know. Please. I'm sorry. I'll confess everything. Go to prison, whatever you want. Just stop torturing me. She burned the letter and smiled. The torture had barely begun. Amara's final move came during the project's completion ceremony. She'd arranged for her daughter Thandai to attend, introducing her to colleagues as her niece visiting from Durban. The little girl had her mother's eyes and her father's nose, a combination that would be unmistakable to anyone who looked closely. Kwame took one look at the child and collapsed. As people rushed to help him, Amara knelt beside her daughter and whispered, "See that man? That's your father. The one who tried to kill us." Thandai's young face hardened with understanding beyond her years. "He looks scared, Mama." Amara nodded. "He should be. Justice is coming." She'd raised her daughter on truth, on strength, on the knowledge that some debts must be paid. The paramedics declared Kwame was having a severe panic attack. As they loaded him into the ambulance, Amara approached. "Mr. Dlamini, before you go, I want you to meet someone. This is Thandai. She's 8 years old. Her birthday is exactly 9 months after her mother fell off a cliff in Mpumalanga. Isn't that interesting timing?" His eyes went wide with horror and recognition. No, that's impossible. The baby died. You both died." His voice was a broken whisper. Amara leaned close enough that only he could hear. "I survived. She survived. We've been waiting 9 years for this moment. Tomorrow, Detective Nkosi will arrest you for attempted murder. The evidence is overwhelming. The confession, the video, everything. You'll spend the rest of your life in prison." As the ambulance doors closed, Kwame's scream echoed through the parking lot. Amara took her daughter's hand and walked away, feeling lighter than she had in nearly a decade. Behind them, colleagues whispered in confusion. Ahead of them, justice waited like sunrise. That night, she slept peacefully for the first time since the cliff, Thandai safe beside her, and tomorrow gleaming with promise. The arrest happened at dawn. Detective Nkosi and 4 officers surrounded Kwame's mother's house in Soweto. His mother wept as they handcuffed him, reading rights for attempted murder and insurance fraud. The news trucks arrived within minutes, alerted by an anonymous tip. Amara watched from her hotel, coffee in hand. Finally breathing fully, Zola was arrested 2 hours later at her apartment in Sandton. The accessory charges were solid, her knowledge documented in the recorded conversation with Amara. Both were denied bail, deemed flight risks. The media exploded with the story. Husband pushed pregnant wife off cliff. She returns 9 years later for justice. Amara's face, her real face, was on every news channel. Her old colleagues from the architectural firm called in shock. "Naledi is Amara? You were alive this whole time?" She explained carefully, the survival, the coma, the decision to stay hidden and build the case properly. Some understood, some felt betrayed by the deception, but all agreed Kwame deserved what was coming. Her firm's reputation was intact. The preliminary hearing was set for 3 weeks away. Amara met with the prosecutor, a sharp woman named Advocate Kumalo who promised to fight for maximum sentencing. "We have everything we need. The video, the confession, the financial motive, witness testimony. He'll die in prison." Amara nodded, satisfied but not quite complete. Something was still missing. That evening, Thandai asked the question Amara had been dreading. "Mama, will I have to see him? Will he want to be my father now?" Amara pulled her daughter close, smelling her hair, feeling her heartbeat. "He lost the right to be your father when he pushed us off that cliff. You never have to see him if you don't want to. This is about justice, not family. The trial began on a cold Johannesburg morning. Amara sat in the front row with Bandai beside her and Detective Nkosi on her other side. Kwame was led in wearing prison orange, his eyes finding hers immediately. The hatred there was almost as strong as the fear. Zola sat separately, her lawyer having negotiated testimony against Kwame in exchange for reduced charges. The prosecution opened with the hiking video. The courtroom gasped as they watched Kwame's hands push Amara backward, her scream cutting off as she disappeared over the cliff edge. His mother sobbed in the gallery. The judge's face was stone. "Mr. Dlamini, how do you plead?" Kwame's lawyer stood. "Not guilty by reason of temporary insanity." "Your Honor," Amara's hands clenched. The insanity defense. She'd expected it, but hearing it still made her furious. Advocate Kumalo was ready though, calling witness after witness. The insurance investigator who'd found irregularities. The hotel clerk who'd seen Kwame and Zola together weeks before the anniversary trip. The financial advisor who'd helped him plan investments before Amara was even dead. Then Zola took the stand, pale and shaking. He planned it for months, said the marriage was suffocating him, that Amara was too controlling with money. He told me once she was gone, we'd be rich and free. I thought he meant divorce until after she fell. Her testimony was damning, painting Kwame as calculating and cold. The defense tried to discredit her, calling her a scorned ex-wife with an agenda. But when they played the recording of Zola admitting knowledge to Amara in the coffee shop, the jury's faces hardened. The defense rested weakly, their insanity argument crumbling. As court adjourned for the day, Kwame mouthed across the room to Amara, "I should have made sure you were dead." Day 3 of the trial brought Amara to the witness stand. She wore blue, the color she'd worn that anniversary day 9 years ago. Advocate Kumalo walked her through the marriage, the pregnancy announcement, Kwame's strange behavior in the weeks before the trip. "Did you suspect he wanted to harm you?" Amara shook her head. "Never. I trusted him completely. He was my husband." "Tell us about the cliff, Mrs. Dlamini." Amara took a breath, her voice steady despite the memories flooding back. "We were taking photos. He asked me to stand near the edge for a better background. I was laughing about the baby, saying she'd see these pictures someday. Then his hands hit my back, hard. I didn't understand at first. Then I was falling." The courtroom was silent except for someone crying in the back row. "I hit branches, rocks. I remember thinking about my baby, trying to protect my stomach as I fell. Then darkness. I woke up 6 weeks later in a clinic, and Detective Nkosi told me my husband had buried a stranger and married his mistress. That's when I knew the fall wasn't an accident." Kwame's lawyer tried to shake her testimony during cross-examination. "Isn't it true you were controlling? That you monitored his spending and criticized his career?" Amara's smile was cold. "I managed our household budget because he was terrible with money." "Is financial responsibility grounds for murder in your opinion?" The lawyer backed down quickly. "Why did you stay hidden for 9 years instead of coming forward immediately?" The question she'd been waiting for. Amara looked directly at the jury. "Because I wanted justice, not just revenge. I wanted to build a case so strong he could never escape it. I wanted my daughter safe, and I wanted him to know what fear feels like before the law caught him." The medical examiner testified about Amara's injuries from the fall. Fractured skull, broken ribs, internal bleeding. "How did she survive?" Advocate Kumalo asked. The doctor shook his head. "Miracle. The bushes, the angle, the emergency response. Most people don't survive falls half that height. And the baby surviving too? I've never seen anything like it in 30 years of medicine." Kwame's mother took the stand for the defense, begging for mercy. "He's a good boy. He made a terrible mistake. Don't destroy his whole life for one moment of madness." But when shown the evidence of planning, the insurance policies, the secret apartment he'd rented for Zola before Amara's death, even she fell silent. The premeditation was undeniable. The jury deliberated for 4 hours. Amara waited in a private room with Bandai, teaching her daughter to braid hair, trying to stay calm. When the bailiff called them back, her heart raced. The jury foreman stood, a middle-aged woman with kind eyes. In the case of attempted murder, we find the defendant guilty. In the case of insurance fraud, guilty. In the case of conspiracy, guilty. Kwame's legs gave out. His lawyer caught him as the judge set sentencing for the following week. Amara felt Thandai squeeze her hand. Is it over, Mama? Not quite, Amara thought. Sentencing would bring closure. But she nodded anyway, pulling her daughter close. Yes, baby. The hard part is over. Detective Nkosi hugged them both as they left the courtroom. Outside, journalists swarmed with questions. Amara made a brief statement. This verdict is for every woman who's been betrayed, hurt, or silenced by someone who claimed to love them. Survival is possible. Justice is possible. Never stop fighting. The clip went viral within hours, Amara's face becoming a symbol of resilience. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs hope. What should Kwame's sentence be? Comment below. Sentencing day arrived with media coverage across South Africa. Amara wore white, the color of new beginnings. The judge reviewed the case with a stern expression. Mr. Dlamini, you attempted to murder your pregnant wife for financial gain. You showed no remorse, collected insurance money, and moved on with your life while she recovered from injuries that should have killed her. The premeditation, the betrayal of marital trust, and the fact that you endangered an unborn child make this one of the most disturbing cases I've seen. I hereby sentence you to 35 years in prison with no possibility of parole for 20 years. Additionally, you are ordered to pay full restitution of the insurance money plus damages. Kwame's face went blank with shock. Zola received 8 years for accessory after the fact and conspiracy. She'd cooperated, but her knowledge and benefit from the crime couldn't be ignored. Both were led away in handcuffs. Amara felt a weight lift from her shoulders that she'd carried for nearly a decade. It was done. Justice had spoken. Her daughter was safe. Her life could finally move forward. Outside the courthouse, Kwame's mother approached with tears streaming. I'm so sorry. For what he did, for not believing it was possible, for everything. That beautiful child deserved to know her father, but he destroyed that chance. Can you ever forgive our family? Amara's response was gentle but firm. I forgive you. But Kwame will have to live with his choices. That evening, Amara and Thandai flew back to Durban. As the plane lifted off, Thandai asked, can we go back to being Naledi and Thandi? Or do we have to be Amara and Thandai now? Amara smiled, understanding the question's deeper meaning. We can be whoever we want to be. That's what freedom means. And for the first time in 9 years, she truly felt free. 6 months after the trial, Amara reopened her architectural firm in Johannesburg under her real name. The publicity from the case had brought new clients who admired her resilience. Her designs were featured in magazines with headlines like "The Architect Who Built Her Life Twice." She hired young women, created mentorship programs, and donated to domestic violence organizations. Thandai adjusted to their new life with the help of a child psychologist. She'd chosen to keep Thandai as her name, saying Naledi helped us hide, but Thandai was who I really am. She started at a good school, made friends, and slowly the shadows of their hidden years began to fade. Some nights she had nightmares about cliffs, but Amara was always there. Detective Kosi visited monthly for dinner, having become like family. You know, Kwame's appealing the sentence, she mentioned casually one evening. Amara shrugged. Let him. The evidence is solid. He'll lose. And he did, 3 months later. The appeal was denied, the original sentence upheld. Amara didn't attend the hearing. She was done giving him her time. Zola sent a letter from prison, full of apologies and explanations. Amara read it once, then burned it. Some betrayals were too deep for forgiveness, and she owed Zola nothing. The woman would serve her time and hopefully emerge changed. But that wasn't Amara's concern anymore. Her focus was on building. Not looking back, one afternoon, Amara drove to Mpumalanga with Thandai. They hiked to the cliff together, the place where everything ended and began. Standing at the edge, Amara no longer felt fear. This is where Mama fell, she told her daughter. And this is where we learned that falling doesn't mean dying. Sometimes it means flying. They released balloons into the wind and drove away, leaving the past behind. 2 years after the trial, Amara received an unexpected visitor at her office. A young woman named Linda, nervous and pregnant, sat across from her desk. "I saw your story on TV. My husband is acting strange, taking out life insurance policies, suggesting romantic trips to isolated places. I think he's planning to kill me. I don't know who else to ask for help." Amara's blood ran cold with recognition. She called Detective Nkosi immediately, who launched an investigation. Within weeks, they uncovered the husband's affair, his financial troubles, and messages to his mistress about solving the problem permanently. They arrested him before he could act. Linda cried with relief and gratitude. "You saved my life and my baby's life." The case inspired Amara to start a foundation called Second Chance, helping women escape dangerous marriages and providing resources for domestic violence survivors. She hired lawyers, counselors, and investigators. Within a year, they'd helped over 50 women leave safely. The work gave Amara's survival a deeper purpose beyond personal justice. Thandai, now 10, volunteered at the foundation's events, mature beyond her years. She'd speak to children whose mothers were fleeing violence, sharing her own story of survival and hope. "My mama fell off a cliff and still saved us both. Your mama is brave too. You're going to be okay." Her words comforted families in their darkest moments. One evening, as Amara tucked Thandai into bed, her daughter asked, "Do you think Papa ever thinks about us?" Amara considered carefully. "Probably. But what matters is we think about ourselves, about our future, about the good we can do. His thoughts don't define us anymore." Thandai nodded, satisfied, and drifted to sleep peacefully. 5 years post-trial, Amara was invited to speak at a United Nations conference on domestic violence in Geneva. Standing before diplomats and advocates from around the world, she told her story without shame or hesitation. "I am Amara Dlamini. My husband pushed me off a cliff while I was pregnant. I survived. My daughter survived. And we chose justice over silence." The standing ovation lasted 3 minutes. Afterward, women from dozens of countries approached with their own stories of betrayal, survival, and resilience. Amara realized her experience wasn't unique but universal. Domestic violence crossed all borders, cultures, and economic classes. Her visibility gave others permission to speak their truths too. Back in Johannesburg, her firm had become one of the city's most respected. She designed community centers, women's shelters, and affordable housing projects. Architecture became her way of building safety for others. Each structure was a statement. Women deserve spaces where they feel secure, valued, and free from fear. Thandai was thriving at 13, an honor student interested in law like Detective Nkosi. "I want to help put bad people in jail like they did with Papa," she announced one day. Amara supported the dream while gently reminding her, "You don't have to dedicate your life to fighting darkness. You can also create light." Thandai smiled. "Why not both?" Detective Nkosi retired after 30 years of service. With Amara and Thandai hosting a celebration. "You gave me my life back," Amara told her friend. "You taught me that patience and planning beat rage every time." Nkosi hugged them both. "You gave yourself your life back. I just helped clear the path. Everything else was your strength." 7 years after Kwame's sentencing, Amara received notice that he was eligible for his first parole hearing. He'd served the minimum 20 years and was petitioning for early release based on good behavior. The news sent a chill through Amara's finally peaceful life. She immediately contacted advocate Kumalo to prepare her victim impact statement. At the hearing, Amara faced Kwame for the first time since sentencing. He looked old, gray-haired, broken. When given the chance to speak, he addressed her directly. "Amara, I've had 20 years to think about what I did. I destroyed everything good in my life because of greed and weakness. I don't expect forgiveness, but I am truly sorry. To you and to Thandai." Amara's statement was measured and powerful. 20 years ago, this man tried to murder me and our unborn child. He succeeded in killing the woman I was. The Amara who trusted easily, who believed in fairy tale marriages, who thought love was enough. She died on that cliff. What survived was stronger but carried scars. My daughter grew up without a father because he chose money over family. He served his time legally, and I won't oppose parole. But I want the board to understand that some betrayals don't have expiration dates. Some wounds stay open forever. He may be rehabilitated, but our lives were permanently altered. That's the real sentence, the one that doesn't end when the prison doors open. The parole board listened intently, taking notes. They denied parole. Kwame would serve another 5 years minimum before reapplying. As they left the hearing, Thandai asked, would it have been okay if they'd released him? Amara squeezed her daughter's hand. Yes. Because our safety and happiness don't depend on him being in prison anymore. They depend on us choosing to live fully despite what he did. 9 years after the trial, Amara was featured in a documentary about women who'd survived attempted murder by intimate partners. The film highlighted her architectural work, her foundation, and Thandai's remarkable resilience. It premiered at film festivals worldwide, winning awards and sparking global conversations about domestic violence and the justice system. During interviews, journalists always asked if she'd ever forgive Kwame. Amara's answer evolved over the years. Forgiveness isn't about him. It's about me refusing to let bitterness poison the beautiful life I've rebuilt. I've forgiven the action to free myself from its power. But trust, relationship, reconciliation? Those died on the cliff and aren't coming back. Thandai, now 17 and preparing for university, had never visited her father in prison. Kwame had written letters over the years that Amara saved unopened in a box, letting Thandai decide if and when she wanted to read them. Maybe someday, Thandai would say. But not today. I have a life to build, and he's not part of the foundation. The foundation had expanded to 5 African countries, helping thousands of women escape violence safely. Amara trained lawyers, counselors, and volunteers, creating networks of protection. Her story had become a catalyst for policy changes in South Africa regarding domestic violence prosecution and victim protection. Her survival mattered beyond her own life. One evening, standing on her apartment balcony overlooking Johannesburg's glittering skyline, Amara reflected on the decades since her return. The fall had stolen one future but given her another, more purposeful and powerful. She'd transformed trauma into advocacy, rage into justice, fear into strength. The woman who climbed back from that cliff was unstoppable. 10 years after the verdict, Amara stood again at the Mpumalanga cliff. This time, she wasn't alone. 50 women from her foundation joined her, survivors of domestic violence from across South Africa. They'd hiked together, shared stories, and now stood at the edge where Amara's nightmare had begun. Each woman held a stone with a word written on it: fear, shame, silence, guilt. These are the things our abusers want us to carry forever, Amara said, her voice strong. But today, we throw them off this cliff. We choose freedom over trauma, truth over silence, life over death. One by one, they hurled their stones into the ravine. The sound of impact echoed like thunder. Tears and laughter mixed as they embraced. A sisterhood forged from survival. Thandai, now 18 and heading to law school, stood beside her mother. I'm proud of you, Mama. For surviving, for fighting, for building something beautiful from something terrible. Amara hugged her daughter tightly. I'm proud of us. We did this together. You're my greatest achievement, my proof that love wins even when evil tries to destroy it. Later, at a celebratory dinner, Detective Nkosi raised a toast to Amara, who taught us that falling doesn't define you but how you rise does. To justice delayed but never denied. To second chances earned through courage. Glasses clinked, voices rose in agreement, and Amara felt a completeness she'd never thought possible after Kwame's betrayal. That night, Amara wrote in the journal she'd kept since waking from the coma. Dear younger me, the man you married will try to kill you. You'll survive. Your daughter will thrive. You'll build a life more meaningful than anything you imagined. The fall was terrible, but the flight afterward was worth every scar. Trust the journey. Love, future you. She closed the journal, smiled, and stepped into tomorrow, finally, completely free. Thank you for following Amara's journey from victim to victor. What lesson touched you most? Comment below and share this story with someone who needs hope. Subscribe for more powerful tales of resilience and justice. Remember, falling doesn't mean failing, and survival is just the beginning.